species, and sometimes you've also found really small skeletons of these guys. So what that actually would have been is a small little baby, pretty much a child version of these incredibly large animals. As we go through, we're going to walk through a quite big mine shaft that was dug out pretty much by just using a pickaxe. And if anyone has played Minecraft on our tour, as we go through, you're going to end up seeing real-life pickaxes. So kids may get somewhat excited about that fact.
Hear that, folks? Boom. We're going to see Minecraft pickaxes. Oh, some lighting.
He's making a YouTube channel. Like he's making a YouTube.
I'm making a YouTube channel for my dad's channel. Oh, this is so
When
soft.
you look all around on the side, even sometimes on our roof, you see these big lines, and they're all created by pickaxes and shovels as well. Because back in 1914, there was no real power tools, no excavators. This entire complex had to be built by hand. So quite a lot of hard work.
Say hi to the YouTubers. YouTube.
Just don't ask about my hand. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't ask him about the hand. Leave comments.
Comments. What happened to his hand? What happened to his hand?
No, leave.
Just say he broke it falling off a mountain.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Okay, kids. Hey, who wants to be on my YouTube channel?
Me.
Hello. You're ready, innit? Let's start.
What's down there? No. Don't make it fall down.
Yeah. Make sure you hold your phones. I don't want any of them being dropped down there because there's no way of recovering them.
What is down there?
We have a question here, and I'll come back to yours. So, the first one here. This is the question that we asked ourselves. Why would there be a big hole in just the middle of the mine? But this is actually where they used to put that phosphate. So remember at the start of our tour, I said they were looking for this little white, it almost looks like a rock. When they would find it, they used to send it on a little rail system to here, and this would fill up over the course of the day. There's pieces all around. When I find a good one that we can handle, I will pick it up, and if you want, you can have a feel of it.
That's light.
We're going to go down here at the end. We're going to see some of that railing. But one thing before we leave here is if you're standing on this side where these students are, you hold your hard hat and you look straight up. You might see a little bit of daylight.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone see that?
Yeah.
So if you can't, move a bit closer. And you'll be able to see it, but it's quite nice.
You kids, there's daylight.
That's how
You
the
can see
cave was
better.
discovered,
Look.
and we're going to go
Now
into
look.
that now.
Look from my thing.
Lucas.
So we're going to go to the area the cave was discovered, straight down here.
I bet you.
Say hi.
I bet you they're gonna tell us light. I just bet you.
Whoa, that didn't sleep.
You can make your way around the corner. Maybe if you're strong enough. But hopefully it never comes to that. I would want to do that.
The rails. Rails.
That's a railway.
So just listening up for one moment, and maybe what I'm about to say will answer a couple of our questions that we had. First of all, a few of the students at the front can see the rail just in front of us there. That rail was original, and that's the rail that our men used to actually use, and they'd push a little minecart along straight back to where we've just come from. The other thing, straight above, do we see this sort of lovely blue sky above?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is how the cave was first discovered. A man in the year 1890, he was going for a nice little walk on our reserve, and he was walking through very thick grass until he got to the very edge of this cave. He stopped himself because one more step and he would have fell down.
That would have been bad.
It would have been very bad. He probably would not have survived. But the good part about it was he ended up coming back a few days later with a nice big rope. He basically abseiled into the cave, and then he did a bit of exploring, and he found this white stuff, this phosphate, was everywhere because bats used to live in our cave, and phosphate is actually bat. So bat poo builds up in really big layers, and we use it for fertilizer and sometimes for gunpowder as well. The section we're about to go through, we call it the phosphate chamber. It's because there's some nice samples of that material in there, and I'll be able to chat a little bit more when we're there. But before we go, do we have any questions while we're standing just here?